Got some breaking news, y'all. Trey Edmonds, running back from the Pittsburgh Steelers, was released today by the Pittsburgh Steelers, one day ahead of reporting to training camp in St. Vincent College in Latrobe. What does this mean for the Pittsburgh Steelers? It means that they are making a move to pick up somebody. It is my opinion that we'll be getting some breaking news probably in the near future. Hopefully before tomorrow, when the Pittsburgh Steelers are due to report to training camp, referencing who the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be signing next. There are a couple of holes on the offense and defense. Well, there's a couple of holes on the team, one on the offense and defense that are glaring, so to speak. Mainly, the first one's going to be the backup running back position behind Najee Harris. Najee Harris is a bell cow type running back and is expected to take majority of the heavy load lifting there for the Pittsburgh Steelers this upcoming season. Last year, he had the most carries by percentages and played the most plays by percentage for by any player, by any running back in the NFL last year. And so the Pittsburgh Steelers have indicated that they were going to try to lighten his load this year. So is this move a move to pick up a running back? Right now on the roster, we have some UDFAs, some undrafted free agents. Mateo Durant has gotten the majority of the praise so far. This coming into this offseason due to his excellent speed and ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. But, at the end of the day, he's still an undrafted free agent. We still have the Steelers still have Benny Snell and Anthony McFarland. I think that if Benny Snell does not show up, or if Mateo Durant or McFarland can show up in special teams, I think that Benny Snell may be a surprise cut come to 53. This new position now that is open on the 90-man roster may be filled with a running back. Benny Snell has been a running back that has done, he's had some moments in some games, but in those games he had to be the heavy lifter, so to speak. He's been the type of running back that needed to carry the ball, gain some type of rhythm and control, and then wear a team down in that way in the third and fourth quarter, really take over games. And when you have a bell cow running back like Najee Harris sitting in front of him, he's not going to have those possibilities and those chances. McFarland, on the other hand, is a different type of style running back. He is a change of pace guy, a speedster who has he has experience in the Matt Canada offense in Maryland, and has had that experience with Matt Canada, not just in college but also last year with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Anthony McFarland has been a running back that last year was plagued with injury. However, when he has gotten a chance to get on the field, really hasn't stepped up. He's had a couple of big gains, some 8-yard runs here and there. However, he just seems to be able to not get under, keep his feet underneath him, and seems to find himself on the ground quite a bit. And so, with that being said, that is a big hole for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And here recently, the Pittsburgh Steelers signed a defensive tackle after releasing one. And even though that room, in my opinion, was pretty heavy, it's pretty deep. That would lead you to believe that maybe perhaps the Pittsburgh Steelers will be filling this position, or this opening position, with one, right, of the same position, which would be running back. If the Steelers do not go running back, I am hoping that the Pittsburgh Steelers go with outside linebacker. The Steelers have the reigning defensive player of the year in T.J. Watt, and in my opinion, are very high, top heavy. Alex Highsmith shows a lot of potential and has a lot of moves and speed, and has created a lot of pressures, and has really, really improved in the run game last year, within a season that was really poor against the run game, though. But he really did start to show improvement in the run game, and he also started to show, that he was able to pressure the quarterback, and he was also able to get pressures in. But at the end of the day, he did only have 6 sacks last year. Chris Wormley, defensive lineman, had 7 sacks more than Alex Highsmith. And so I think that this has got to be a big year for Alex. I think he has to step it up and push out at least 11 to 12 sacks. With the season increased to 17 games, the line from which a good season and how many, the quantity of sacks that you have has to increase as well. Maintaining the bar of 10 sacks, having a great season, which was having a great season when there was 16 games. Now, keeping that in 17 games is just, swimming in a lot of comfort that I don't think the Pittsburgh Steelers like, Forgive me stealing a Tomlinism, so to speak. But outside of Alex Highsmith and outside of TJ Watt, you still have the third outside linebacker position that is a big question mark, in my opinion. You know, last year, Taku Carlton and Derek Tuska played significant defensive snaps. They were huge contributors on the defensive side. And when Melvin Ingram was still a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers, there was several packages that were out there where you saw the likes of TJ Watt, Alex Smith, and Melvin Ingram on the field at the same time. Now, I don't think that was something that the defense pulled out just for Melvin Ingram. I think that's part of that's part of a defensive package that the Steelers want to implement and use if they have the right, players to fill in those positions. I'm not sure if Tuzar Skipper and Derek Tuska are those two guys that can, fill that outside linebacker position, take up 25 to 30% of the snaps, and also be a huge contributor in the special teams. It's very unlikely, in my opinion. I think that hole right there is significantly larger than the running back position, given the fact that Mike Tomlin likes to use a bell cow running back, and he likes, regardless of who's behind him, you can go back to the days of Le'Veon Bell. D'Angelo Williams didn't play much until Le'Veon Bell got injured. And so, same thing with LeGarrette Blount. In fact, that's the reason why he walked out. Is because of his playing time during the game or close to at the end of the game. And so that's just, Tomlin is going to be who Tomlin is. He is routine. He stays to what works, and he does what he does. And he stated before that he's very routine. If you go back and listen to the Pivot podcast, he talks about that, and I believe he's accurately true there. And so you would think that he would still stay consistent in having a bell cow running back handling majority of those touches. So with that being said, there was more likely the third outside linebacker position is going to have more playing time and more significant role than the second string running back position. But that's where I think the Steelers are going to go with that. I feel that the 90th person on that roster is going to be filled up pretty soon. Now that training camp is just one day away. I'm sorry. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to. I like what they're doing so far. They're taking care of everything early on. That way, whoever it is that they're bringing in is going to have a full training camp and allow themselves to have the opportunity to be the best selves that they can be this upcoming season. And I'm extremely excited about that. Omar Khan has definitely done a great job this offseason so far. I know there's a lot of question out there because there's a lot of money left on the table as far as what you can massage out of restructures and what's left as far as still underneath the cap. However, with what he's been able to do and how he's been able to fill in the pieces with the amount of money that he's been able to pay comparable to what majority of the NFL teams are paying for. Speaking in reference, for instance, Trubisky's paycheck or salary hit is significantly less than the next starting quarterback that was selected or picked up in the draft in free agency and within the last few years. And so it's extremely exciting for what he's been able to do. I'm excited about the training camp and going into the season. I'll be excited to see what the Pittsburgh Steelers do next and who it is that they bring in. So keep tuned. You don't want to, I'll be breaking that as well as soon as news is out there as far as who the Steelers have picked up and signed. You don't want to miss that content. You don't want to miss any of the content that we bring out. And we do daily segments and we have a weekly live Q&A. But we'll be starting to change that up a little bit, guys. We're going to be doing that on Saturdays. So it's going to be called a Steelers Saturday session, morning session with Daniel J. And so you don't want to miss that. So please hit that like button and that subscribe button and that notification bell. Also, guys, your boy was just picked up by Behind the Steel Curtain. I will be doing be a member of their fantastic group of men there that report on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I will be having a podcast that will be airing out on Saturdays. So please follow them. Go wherever you get your podcasts at and just search up Steelers, and they're usually the first ones that pop up. So follow and subscribe to them. And don't miss any of the content that they put out daily as well. And you'll be seeing me on Saturdays there on that platform and hopefully on their YouTube platform soon as well. With that being said, guys, I'm Daniel J. The State of the Steelers. Peace.